Hi everyone. I mentioned in my last video where I made my shampoo that I would also be doing a type of conditioner. Now, this isn't perhaps a conditioner for many people. I have very dry hair. I have curly hair, coarse hair, and gray hair. And thus it needs a lot of moisture. So what I'm making here is a butter, and it's made of several fantastic ingredients as I've put on the screen there. And these work very well for my hair. Now, they wouldn't work for someone that has oily hair, obviously. That's not what it's for. But in the wintertime, when we have dry air, forced air in our homes, our hair really does take a lot of abuse. And when you think of all the products that we put in our hair that, well, others do, I don't put anything in mine other than what I make. But it's good to give your hair a treat sometimes. And I wouldn't suggest using this every time you would shampoo, obviously. But it is something that I like to use about once a week. This type. I haven't made it exactly like this before. I've changed up a few things here, but this is my own recipe. And I've already tried this. I love it. It's different than what I've done before in as much as it uses the hemp oil and the cedar oil that I made myself, in addition to the other luxurious butters and oils that are in here. And it makes my hair shiny. It's soft, which I don't generally have really soft hair. It's just big and fluffy, right? This really does take it down a notch. And I'll try to get an image of that for you all, but I need to get it cut. I know I still look like a sheepdog, but I'm working on it, I promise. But this is very simple. And I'm sorry about the color, and it's just in this part of the video. It'll go back to normal. I didn't check it when I came in the room. I forgot to turn on one of the lights, and so it has this kind of orange appearance, but that'll clear up here in just a moment. This is really just me adding the almond oil to the jojoba oil, the jojoba oil to the butters. And now I'm adding in my hemp, that beautiful dark hemp, and the cedar oil, that beautiful green. So it really does change the entire appearance of this into something that's not only smells heavenly, but also just is really beautiful to look at, I think. And now I'm using unrefined hemp. I'm using unrefined coconut, so you have the full-on fragrance of those is there. But the hemp oil and the cedar really do mask that. Then, of course, with the essential oils that I'm adding in there, the rosemary, the lavender, the tea tree, and the cedar wood, it really does bring this together into just a fantastically scented and luxurious. That's the only word I can think of, and I use it too much, perhaps, but it's how I feel. Now, I did put this in the freezer for about 20 minutes, so I didn't completely solidify it, just around the edges there, but just enough so that I could whip it up, which is what I'm doing now. So I've now added my, all the oils are here. I've put it in the freezer for a bit, and now I'm just taking the mixer, hand mixer to it, just to whip it up. And then I will add in my essential oils, some vitamin E, and we will have a perfect butter here. And now it's not only for the hair. This is beautiful on the skin, and it takes such a tiny amount. Really, just your, I would say less than a pea size. Will go a very long way. I can do my entire arm, even 2 arms, with just a tiny amount. So that's why I put it in smaller 4-ounce containers. You don't need a big 16-ounce jar of this. It would last you years. It doesn't take very much of it. And it is basically something that you use during those colder months, during the drier weather. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun putting this together. I love the fragrance of it, but I also love sharing with you all. And I get such a joy. I go to various different channels and I watch how people make things, and I'm amazed at the talent of you folks. I really am. Oh, by the way, what I'm doing here is I'm using a piping tool. Instead of a piping bag, this is kind of like a bottle. It's made by Wilton. And you put in your whatever it is. It's made for cupcakes and, for icings, but I'm using it for this purpose. I thought, well, this would be a lot less waste. I'm not having to waste bags and all those sort of things. I'm not so sure that it's such a great savings. Quite frankly, it's still messy. It still has to be cleaned. And, you can reuse bags. There are reusable piping bags. So, and each time I filled this, it would only fill 2. So I'd have to refill it again. It would do 2. And then I would have to refill it again. So it was really kind of a hassle, where if I used a big piping bag, I could have done much more of this. But I do think this has its place, like in doing some finer piping, because you can switch out the tips on it. So it does, I think, have some advantages. But I'm wondering what kind of New Year's plans you're all making. If you would tell me in a comment just what you're going to do for New Year's. If you're doing nothing, tell me that too. Because I have a drawing. I can't help it. And I'm going to do another short video showing you what's in that drawing. But all you have to do is leave a comment and let me know what you're doing for New Year's. And I'm going to pick one of you and send you this beautiful item that I'm going to show you in the next video. So here I'm just showing you some of the butter that I put on a tiny spoon here, and I don't even need, and you'll see it's a little tiny like baby spoon. And I'm just using the back of the spoon, just put a little bit on my arm here. And it completely covers. See, the difference between a butter and a lotion is there's no water. So it goes a long way and it takes very little. Yeah, I've got a couple batter marks there from playing with Stevie. I was out feeding him and put my hand in, was wrestling with him. Yes, he's out in the trees right now running around at night in the rain, so I do worry about him, but he does what he does. That's my jar. I'm keeping it. You can't have it. But I'm going to put these other 6 jars in my store, in my Etsy store, so if this is something you're interested in, you'll find it there. Thank you all so very much. It's always a pleasure to see you each day, to talk to you, and to welcome all these new folks that have suddenly shown up. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm always happy to see new folks because we all add to the community, and what can be better than that? I hope you all have a terrific new year, and in this new year I have a lot of exciting plans I'm looking forward to sharing with you all. Have a great day, everyone. Goodbye.